Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Let's get into today's topic. So y'all know Brian Windhorst has been covering LeBron James pretty much for his entire career, and he's chronicled his whole story, his whole career up to this point. Although LeBron recently, or not too long ago, went on ESPN, Pat McAfee's show, and totally trashed him and basically called him weird. But nevertheless, that did not stop Brian Windhorst from twerking it up on a moment-to-moment basis when it comes to LeBron James. So this morning, I was doing some research here. I came across a report here that says the following headline: Brian Windhorst, LeBron James is poking the bear. LeBron absolutely knows that he will cause a wave with these social media things. It then says, it's summer, which means LeBron is feeding the NBA news cycle with speculation about where he will play next season. James is 40 years old. He just opted into his 8th season with the Los Angeles Lakers, and we're 15 years removed from the decision. But oops, he did it again. He hijacked the NBA offseason by teasing fans and media with the idea that he wants out. Everything James does is carefully calculated, which is why Brian Windhorst knows that James knows everyone is carefully watching his social media activity in search of Easter eggs about whether or not he plans on seeing that player option through. Tuesday morning, Windhorst joined ESPN Cleveland to discuss James' recent social media posts, which included a photo from the Cavaliers practice facility. So Brian Windhorst made some interesting comments here that I want you guys to listen to carefully, because he's warning Laker fans that this guy's trying to sabotage their franchise on his way out the door. So what we want to do now is want to quickly play what he had to say. It's only about a minute or so. Take a listen to that, and then we're going to really get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. Take a listen to Brian Windhorst here.
LeBron absolutely knows that he will cause a wave with these social media things. So on one hand, he is just coming home for the holiday. He is just doing something that he has done numerous times in the past. On the other hand, by doing what he's doing, he is absolutely poking the bear and, being passive aggressive. And by the way, the Lakers are being passive aggressive back at LeBron. All right. They did not announce his option pickup. So they're both acting in the same way. Now, how is this going to get resolved? And my answer to you, in full honesty, is I don't know. He elected to opt into that contract to make $53 million. When he did that, he limited his options way down, and he limited the Lakers' options way down. So if he truly badly didn't want to be a Laker, he doesn't pick up that option.
Excellent. So you heard what Brian had to say there. Now, before we even get into that, let me tell you why we use the word sabotage. Let's take a quick glance at Laker payroll. Okay, let's take a quick glance at it. So this is the Lakers payroll chart. This season, they're under contract for $52.6 million to LeBron James, right? $52 million for LeBron, $46 million for Luka, $18.2 million for Rui, $15 million for Durant Finney-Smith, $13 million for Austin. No, Durant Finney-Smith is gone. So $14 million for Austin Reeves. $11 million for Gabe Vincent, $11 million for Maxi Kleber. Jared Vanderbilt is earning $11.5. Dalton Connect is earning $4, and Shake Milton is earning $3, and then Bronny's earning roughly around $2 million. Right? After this season, the Lakers will free up $52 million in LeBron's contract, $18 million in Rui. That's $80 million in cap space. Then they're going to free up an additional $20.5 million with Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber. So the Lakers will have $100 million in cap space. Right? Now, their total guaranteed for this year, I'm seeing here $380 million at team totals, but those must include some other things that we're not factoring in. But the Lakers have a pretty seismic payroll. But LeBron is there saying, no. Through Rich Paul, you guys got to do better. You guys got to go out there and get something. And what LeBron is saying that you guys need to go further into the luxury tax for me. And LeBron is expecting the Lakers to go deeper into the luxury tax to accommodate a 41-year-old player who has not proven he's got what it takes to help them win a championship over the last 3-4 seasons, and they're supposed to put themselves in a bigger financial bind because of what exactly? You picked up the 52 million option. You picked it up, which indicated to the organization that you're not ready to win titles anymore. It said it. Because all they can do now is bring in minor pieces into the fold, like they just brought in Ayton. But there's something larger we need to discuss here, which is LeBron wants to drain the Lakers to the bones before he leaves, like he does every other organization. But it seems like, and according to Brian Windhorst, they have tuned him out. All of these threats are falling on deaf ears. He tried to pull something off before last season with the thing when he played against the Knicks. He put the towel around his neck. People were speculating in New York. And then the Lakers are like, hold this. Luka's coming. Luka's here. Which is something I think that sent shockwaves through the entire NBA, but specifically his camp. The Lakers have made it clear they're doing every and anything to retain Luka. He's the focus. They're not preoccupied with LeBron James. They're not. But this guy wants to totally decimate these guys' books before he leaves. And we all know that even if they were to shake the tree and miraculously bring in some player, they're still not going to win. We all know that already. And I think the Lakers know that. I think the Lakers have moved on. And Brian Windhorst is sounding the alarms of what's really going on here. But it seems like the Lakers are not willing to budge, as they shouldn't. They shouldn't budge. $52 million? You picked it all up? You didn't accept less? And you expect me to work magic tricks here? You couldn't take less? So you want the full money and you want everything. So you want your cake and then to eat it too. Nah, bro. It's just not going to happen anymore. Maybe if you were 30, maybe if you were 35, but at 40, 41, it's just not happening. The Lakers are moving on. The Lakers are moving on, as they should. So yesterday we did a show reacting to some comments that Nick Wright made on his podcast, where he was basically going off about the fact that people seem to be dismissing LeBron James as a conversation piece in terms of him leaving the Lakers to go to another team, right? He's like, since when do we start dismissing LeBron James? LeBron James is LeBron James. Like, what are y'all acting like? Blah, blah, blah. And I said in that show, the reason why people are dismissing LeBron is because they know that he picked up the $52 million play option. The Lakers have no space anymore under their cap except to get mid-level guys. So why are we supposed to be taking this seriously? And if LeBron wants to get traded, what championship contender has $52 million of cap space to accommodate a contract like that? And plus, he's 40 years old. So what are we talking about here? But Nick Wright nevertheless got upset. Oh, by the way, and I realize why some LeBron guys are like, whoa, LeBron picked up the 52, and they want some of the other players to take less money. They want the Austin Reeves and all of these guys to take less. LeBron takes more. Then they go find somebody else, and then LeBron lives a happy life. Yeah, LeBron, who's a billionaire. These guys are going to take less to make LeBron happy, right? Yeah, whatever. Would you do it? Of course you wouldn't do it. So anyway, he didn't stop there. He did another show, right? And I figured it out. He does a show. His podcast is hosted with his son. I forgot his son's name, but he says it a lot, but I forgot his name. Anyway, his son seems to be like the moderator of his show. And first of all, I got to say this. Shout out to Nick Wright. That's a boss move. Like, that right there is a boss move. I'm not a fan of Nick Wright whatsoever, but what he's doing the show with his son, that's a boss move. Like, incorporating your family into what you're doing, and you know, like that you got to give him mad respect for that. So shout out to Nick Wright for that. But anyway, his son is the moderator, and his son usually asks him his questions, and then Nick responds to the questions. So Nick is up there, and he starts off this other segment, which was centered on the idea of the Knicks. You heard me right. The Knicks trading for LeBron James. The title of his show stated, Nick Wright, Knicks should trade Cat to Lakers for LeBron James. And I was like, I got to hear what Nick Wright is saying. So I tune in to see it. So Nick Wright begins to float this idea. And if you look at the expression on his son's face when he's saying this, I'm like, this is just absolute comedy. So what I want to do is play exactly what Nick Wright had to say to his son. If we can, maybe we'll put up an image of his son's reaction because it's hilarious. And then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Nick Wright had to say here.
If you are the New York Knicks right now in a wide open Eastern Conference, and you just hired Mike Brown, who has, I don't know, been to a finals with LeBron. You're not having a very long meeting about Karl Anthony Towns for LeBron James and how that works. And then calling the Lakers and seeing if they're interested. And the Towns for LeBron thing, DeMonze, here is the pros and the cons of it. The cons for the Knicks obviously are guys 10 years older than the other. That's con number one, right? Your team dynamic changes considerably. That's potentially con number two. The pros, in my opinion, are oddly, by adding a guy in year 23, a 40 guy who's going to be 41, you actually get better defensively for two reasons. One is it's more Mitchell Robinson minutes instead of Towns. So that definitively, that helps you a lot defensively. But also, as LeBron showed last year, once they got Luka, if he's not the primary offensive creator, he still has the ability to be a good, not great defender like he once was, but good defender if that's where he can put his energy. The other sneaky pro for the Knicks is, do they actually want to move Towns before he wants this next mega extension? When they traded all those picks for Bridges, and you're going to have to extend him, and you've already extended OG, and you're obviously in the Jalen Brunson business, like, does the fact that LeBron would be short-term, is that actually a positive? Because you don't want to, have the big money associated with Karl Anthony Towns when there are, I think, legitimate, real concerns of, if our two best players are Brunson and Towns, are we good enough defensively ever to win 4 rounds? I think those are all real, legitimate discussions. And then it's like right now, this moment, as crazy as this is, because he's going to be in year 23, but is LeBron better than Karl Anthony Towns? My answer to that question is yes. If you feel differently, then you don't make this trade. But if you think the answer is yes, does the 2025-2026 season have more value than future seasons have? Let me rephrase it. Does it have oddly, what's the right word? I'll just say it though. Instead of trying to say what I was trying to say exactly, I'll just explain it. Because the East is so ripped away due to injuries, does getting 10% better for this upcoming season matter more than it would in normal years? Because it's like, man, the Celtics are off the chessboard. The Pacers are off the chessboard. The Bucks don't know where they are on the chessboard. We're already the favorites in the conference. We haven't won a championship in 52 years. What if we go for it? It certainly is a worthy, legitimate conversation.
So you heard what Nick Wright had to say. Nick Wright is saying that the Knicks, hear this well, should trade away Karl Anthony Towns, who had a very good run for them this year, came up big for them, especially in the conference finals, for a 41-year-old LeBron James, who has a $52 million contract, and they should trade him because he will give them a good chance to win. Are you even serious? Number one. Number two, has the desperation level got to this point? These guys are, bro, they're not even hiding it anymore. We did a show yesterday talking about LeBron was able to benefit making it to the finals playing in a weak Eastern Conference. And Nick is right here openly saying it. He's basically saying all of the main guys are injured in Boston with Tatum and all of these guys. People are moving all over the place. So this is a perfect opportunity to go back to the East when it's wide open and have a cakewalk all the way back to the NBA Finals. They're not even hiding it anymore. He's like, LeBron, they can just airdrop him over there. Run over there. You can get an easy chip. Go over there. I thought he's a GOAT. Why does he need to do all of that? Why he don't stay in the West and try to figure it out, Nick? Oh, you're saying that the Lakers aren't good enough. The same Lakers that a lot of you jokers are out there twerking it up all over the place, pouring honey all over each other's ankles, hollering and screaming. Oh man, the Lakers gonna beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bona fide, certified, Lakers on fire. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that petrified, galvanized Lakers on fire? Y'all remember that, right? Nick Wright and all them picked the Lakers. Chris Broussard picked the Lakers to make it to the Western Conference Finals. But now all of a sudden you want LeBron to run. They just got Ayton. That ain't enough. That ain't enough. And finally, why y'all so desperate to win a championship? LeBron fans know LeBron is not the GOAT, bro. Even LeBron knows. Do you know why? Because if he was the GOAT and they thought he was a GOAT, he wouldn't be so desperate for. Why do you need the championship, boy? Why you need the championship? You're the GOAT. Why are you so desperate for a chip? I thought you're already the GOAT. What's all of this desperation, baby? What's this desperation? Nick Wright is insane. The Knicks are going to trade trade Karl Anthony Towns for LeBron James. Mess up everything they got going over there with Brunson and all of that to bring in LeBron James. Yeah, whatever. So, we did a live 2 days ago that was centered on a conversation that LeBron and Kevin Durant were having on the Mind the Game podcast. And they were, I guess, essentially talking about longevity. And then it gets to a point where Kevin Durant decides to jump out the window because LeBron is there, so maybe I got to twerk it up. And started taking shots at Michael Jordan for no reason whatsoever. Unprovoked, no reason. KD, to basically paraphrase, so we don't play that nonsense for you guys again, was talking about, every so often you have to rededicate yourself to the game. Some people decide to go play baseball and come back and play, while others say, I'm going to do this thing for 22 years and keep going. And then LeBron James is there in the background cackling and giggling like I don't even know what to say. Those comments pissed off a lot of people, and which further solidified the reason why Kobe and MJ fans do not rock with LeBron, and why there's no such thing as a Kobe and LeBron fan, or Jordan. It doesn't exist, bro. You cannot be a Jordan fan and then a LeBron fan. It's impossible. You can respect them, but you cannot be fans of them. You can't say I'm a huge Jordan fan and it doesn't exist, bro. So I was actually running some errands. Then Mitch sends me over. He's like, yo, you got to hear this, man. Kwame Brown is getting at these dudes for what they had to say, right? Shout out to Kwame Brown, man. And I'm like, really? Where'd you hear that at? So he sends me the clip, but I'm driving. So I'm like, just hunt it down for me. So apparently, Ticket TV, shout out to Ticket TV, who's cool with Kwame, but he did a show about it. So Ticket TV did a show where he was reacting to what Kwame said about LeBron and KD disrespecting Jordan. So when I got home, I played the part of Kwame going off. And let me tell you something, man. Kwame Brown absolutely destroyed Kevin Durant and LeBron James for their disrespectful comments towards Michael Jordan. Take a listen to Kwame Brown here.
LeBron, you getting a kick out of that, ain't you, boy? Look at LeBron. He got his goddamn teeth out. Steve Nash, at least he know he aligned something why he went and did. I'm no body language expert, but when somebody goes, that's nervous energy. And shame on you, Steve Nash, because you too damn old to be this much of a follower. You too old for this. Shame on you. I hope Charles Oakley catch each and every last one of you by yourself. Give y'all a good talking to. Because this don't make no sense. Kevin Durant, that statement was ignorant. LeBron, why you chuckling so hard when you're supposedly a student of the game? Michael Jeffrey Jordan won 3 championships in a row. He three-peated, jackasses. And his father got killed, murdered that summer. I think July, August or something like that. And then MJ retired in October and dedicated himself to baseball, which is a sport that his father wanted him to play. So that's why he played baseball. and he tried to commit himself and dedicate himself because he was in a mourning phase. You know, smart ass idiots, because he lost his father that year. And after he played baseball, was gone from the game for about a year or two, he came back and three-peated again. So when you talk about dedication and greatness, at least know what the I'm talking about while y'all chuckling and laughing and grabbing your ear, trying to trick this younger generation because y'all pieces of shit. And that's all it boils down to, because you're not telling me Kevin Durant didn't know that Michael Jordan's father was murdered. You ain't telling me LeBron James didn't know that Michael Jordan's father was murdered. Steve Nash know it. This dumbass ear grab let me know that he know it. But obviously he want to get back in LeBron's good graces and be a coach. This is what I mean by go along, get along game. You will go along with some bullshit because it benefits you in the end. And all these people are going along with this, and this younger generation don't know that these guys are full of. So they'll say, look at what LeBron said, look at what Kevin Durant said. They got 600,000 views on this that Kevin Durant said. And then you'll have all these media pundits and these guys that are LeBron James jockstrap sniffers. They'll get up there and they'll repeat this garbage. They'll debate this garbage. Yeah, I mean, was MJ really committed to the sport? Really? He was so committed to the sport that he didn't go get traded to the team that was whooping his ass. He didn't travel to another team and join the people that was kicking his ass. You know what MJ did? He went and picked up 110-pound dumbbells with Grosvenor and started getting stronger until he can take the hits, until he can run through while he was dunking. And then he won 3 in a row. And some guys got older as well. But he didn't cry. He took his lumps and he had his run. But to say this right here, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. Y'all want so bad to erase the older generation that you're making yourself look stupid. Why don't you pay homage, show respect to the older generation, show respect to the guys that came before you so that we can see a 7-foot guy on the wing in Kevin Durant playing like a guard. You got to show respect to the taller men that had those type of skills in order for you to even do that. A 7-foot guard. For LeBron James to play a point forward and not them stick his ass in the post. You guys should be paying homage to these older players, but instead you make a podcast and then you put this backdrop up like you connected to the people, all to disrespect the 90s game, all to disrespect people in the past. This is a shame. I wish they'd let the rules go back to defending like the past, because some of you, all that flopping, some of you wouldn't even make it. Some of y'all scoring would go absolutely down because you're not as skilled as you think with the way these people call whistles for the back of the jerseys. But this right here was the worst part of this whole interview. And the fact that they laughing and kickling and snickering. This is why MJ fans will never LeBron. He too disrespectful. This is a disrespectful ass.
Excellent. So you heard what Kwame Brown had to say. Kwame is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. When KD said what he said, I was floored. Because these guys fashion themselves as students of the game. How are you a student of the game when one of the biggest events in NBA history and sports history was when Michael Jordan retired, but you're students of the game? How I'm confused. How are you a student of sports and basketball like you guys like to profess, but you guys don't understand why Jordan retired? Why did Jordan retire? He retired because in July of 1993, his father passed away. He was murdered. October, he retired. He stepped away from basketball. Now, other people have speculated other reasons, but the fact of the matter is his father had retired, had passed away. Therefore, he retired. Jordan was coming off of a three-peat, something Kevin Durant and LeBron would know nothing about at all. They know nothing about a three-peat. Kevin Durant is talking about recommitting and depression, but KD, you can't talk for Jordan. You were never in his universe. You were never in his universe. Ever. You never won 3 championships in a row. You were never, if not the most popular person in the world, the second most popular person in the world, alongside Michael Jackson. You never enjoyed that level of fame and that adulation. So you can't speak for Jordan. You don't know what it feels like to be under that microscope. You don't know. You don't know what the guy was going through at that moment. So for you to sit there and flippantly say, oh, you know, some people, they just walk away. And I was born in Maryland, bro. You embarrassing the town, bro. KD from DC, you embarrassing the town, man. You embarrassing the town, KD. You from DC, right? You embarrassing the town, bro. Come on, like, what kind of cornball antics is this? And then you got LeBron over there cackling and giggling like a damn hyena in the background. These guys are talking about committing to ball. Isn't that rich? No pun intended. KD, who ran from OKC like a bat out of hell. Not only did he run from the grind and the commitment of trying to win for an organization that didn't really win nothing at all, you ran to the team that whooped your ass. That's like Jordan running to the Pistons, man. That's like Michael Jordan running to the Pistons or the Celtics. You ran to the dudes that put their goon down on you. Then you ran to Brooklyn. When things got hard in Brooklyn, what did you do? You ran again. But you're talking about committing to the grind? What are you even talking about? You got LeBron. He's another one that ran. Oh, man, you know, nobody wants to come to Cleveland. Who wanted to be in Chicago? The organization was a laughing stock when Jordan got there. Are you kidding me? Jordan turned it into the Chicago Bulls dynasty. Wasn't nobody running to Chicago. We all know the stories. You done got people making fun, man, Jordan was playing with crackheads and all. Y'all know the stories. But Jordan turned it into what it is today. One of the most memorable sports franchises in history, dynasties in history. One of the most recognizable brands in the world, the Chicago Bulls. LeBron, man, they didn't run right. He ran to Miami talking about recommitting to the grind. You ran. You ran. And then when it got gully for you in Miami, when you ran into some men that wasn't going to be twerking it up and bending over for you and acquiescing to everything you wanted them to do, and Pat Riley, you ran again. You ran again. No wonder y'all cool. KD and LeBron cool. These dudes are the road runners, man. They're the road runners. He gets to Cleveland. He wins. Oh, it's tough again. I got to bounce. I got to run again. You get to LA. You get AD. You win a championship. Oh, getting hard. It looked like I got to run again. All y'all did was run from the grind. So to listen to these two guys up there talking about committing to the grind is laughable. LeBron James committed to the grind and he ran from Cleveland to Miami, ran from Miami back to Cleveland, ran from Cleveland to LA, now talking about he want to run to the next place, allegedly. You got Kevin Durant talking about who ran from the grind. MJ inspired you dudes. You ought to show some respect. It reflects, people be thinking that when you disrespectful, you like, oh man, I'm above it all. No, when you disrespectful to your elders, it shows that you was raised like trash, bro. It shows you have no home training. That's not a badge of honor to be disrespectful to those that came before you. There's nothing to be proud about. If you're disrespectful to your people older than you and people that paved the way from you, you look like a super bozo. That's actually what you look like. Who raised these dudes? Shout out to TK Kirkland. He the one that came up with that. Who raised these dudes? It's just so ungrateful. These dudes are benefiting from the foundation that those that came before them laid, and they're so disrespectful. They're so disrespectful. KD spends all day fighting with people on Twitter that don't respect him. Who's Jordan fighting with? Everybody respects Jordan. Who's he fighting with? LeBron is talking about, yeah, I heard on social media, I see sometimes. Jordan never saw it because they respect him. LeBron is crying on at the podium in 2020, and I want my respect too, because don't nobody respect you for antics like this. Now you're being called out by your contemporaries. The rest of them not gonna call you out because they trying to secure their bag, bro. You got super bozos like Jeff Teague running around here talking. This is where we at. The only way to get a bag now in this NBA sports media, if you're an NBA player, disrespect Kobe, disrespect Jordan, lie, and you're going to get a bag. And act like LeBron is the best thing since sliced bread. You're going to be made. A made man. A made man. We all see the setup. Come on, man. Like, yo, knock it off, man. We all see the setup. Kwame Brown, he not part of the, we going to blackball him. We all know the game, bro. Like, come on, stop. We all know. We've been in high school. We done seen clicks. He cool with us, so he gonna get X, Y, and Z. He not part of the clique. Who cool with? He not getting all. We know, bro. We know. We all know. We all know this. It's so obvious, man. We all know this. It's the same thing in sports media. We all know. All the dudes that's willing to twerk and get up. We all know, bro. But shout out to my man, Urban Politicians TV, because he had a back and forth with Steven Jackson, who I like. I don't know Steven Jackson, who I like. But Steven Jackson was trying to sun him like, yo, you're a small platform and all. Yo, y'all got to stop looking down on independent dudes, man. Y'all got to stop looking down on independents. Y'all better start giving us our respect because we're doing it without celebrity. A lot of y'all are celebrities. A lot of y'all getting the benefit of the doubt because, I'm so-and-so, I played so-and-so place. So people going to listen to me listen to you regardless. Give some respect to the people that built it from scratch, bro. Give them some respect. They didn't get no handouts. They didn't got no connections. Give them some respect. Urban Politicians TV is a huge platform. Period. End of story. Whether people think it's a small one or not, it's irrelevant. He lit. He lit. I'm sitting in Nigeria watching him. He lit. He lit. I don't agree with 100% of what he be saying, but he lit. And he's consistent. And he grinds. Don't try to belittle him like he just some, nah, man, yeah. Nah, come on, don't do that. Embrace him. Embrace him. So we know those that are in and those that are out. We know that. Now, you do got some real ones that are in big media that will be like, yo, nah. We breaking the barrier. We're not gonna act bougie and do all of this nonsense. I'm a celebrity, you over there. Marcellus Wiley. He's a real dude. Gilbert Arenas, although he be having antics, he's a real dude. He like, nah, I'm gonna interact with him. But the rest of them, oh man, I'm a celebrity, man. I ain't trying to mess with them. That's what they did to Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown not with the program. Kwame Brown is not gonna be getting no huge podcast talking the way he talks. He's speaking too much truth. But if he up there lying and twerking, he definitely going to, absolutely. But Kwame's like, nah, I'm not doing it. He calling these dudes out. KD talking about the grind. Kevin Durant and LeBron talking about commitment. The two road runners in the NBA. The two biggest road runners we done seen in the last 25 years talking about commitment. Unbelievable. Ask the two of them. KD, LeBron, where does your legacy lie in the NBA, my boy? KD can quote, he's 50-40. He can tell you all of that. But so many other great players have that. But some of them they have a place to rest their head and call home. Where do you call home, KD? Where? Is it Golden State? Is it OKC? Is it Brooklyn? Is it Houston? Is it Phoenix? LeBron, where you going to call home? Is it Cleveland? How you did them dirty and greasy the first time? Is it Miami? Is it LA? Well, they want you out of there. Where's it going to be next? This is what happens when you're the road runners. But then going to make fun of a man that lost his father that summer and make light of it because he didn't want to grind. Jordan didn't want to grind. Jordan has accomplished more than you and LeBron together in less time. How'd that make you feel, bro? Jordan got more championships than you and LeBron combined. He has more scoring titles than you and LeBron combined. He has more defensive selections than you and LeBron combined. He has more finals MVPs than you and LeBron combined. One man has your career. Your entire career, he has it. The two of you. The two of y'all. He has more MVPs the same amount of MVPs. You put LeBron and KD, he got that same amount. But y'all up there flapping your gums. Y'all talking about a guy that y'all not on his level. Y'all not on his level. Y'all don't get that respect, bro. Y'all don't get that honor. Y'all don't. Don't nobody respect y'all like that. Nobody. Y'all do is sit up here and fight for your respect. KD's fighting with people on Twitter. LeBron is fighting with people and being passive aggressive on his podcast. That's all y'all doing. But y'all want to talk about the GOAT. The dude that's the reason you dudes even have shoe deals. And y'all gonna disrespect him, and we supposed to be listening to y'all. No, I think we'll pass. I already heard Kobe. I don't need to be listening to LeBron James and Kevin Durant. I'm sorry, I don't. Kobe actually had the decency to have class. He had the decency to have class. Something y'all don't have. Y'all can have $20 billion and still have no class.